Legalize nuclear bombs.
What up? So as you probably know, my channel is mostly known for the horror Minecraft tier lists that I do every now and then. I might as well just be regarded as the tier list guy at this point. And today we're gonna be doing a tier list of all the horror Minecraft mods. Now I actually recorded this live this weekend and I rated every mod with the chat, meaning that I made a poll in the chat for each mod and people could vote which tier we put it in. Let me know in the comments if you agree with how the chat rated all these mods, and also don't forget to subscribe. First off, we are starting off with a banger or a stinker. Depends on how you look at it. We got the Goatman. I'm gonna wait another maybe like 20 seconds to get some votes in, but it seems like it's gonna be B tier, but there's a lot of trash and a lot of C. Here we go. We have the result. The result is indeed B tier. We'll put it in B. Next up, Scopophobia. Did I start recording? I think I did, okay. Did I? I didn't start recording. Oh shit! So we're voting Scopophobia. I think it's pretty good. So we'll see what you guys say. So far we got A leading. It's pretty cool. When I played it, it's one of those things where it sometimes takes a while for something to happen, which is, I'd say, good for, you know, a usual player. It's just not the best thing for YouTube videos. I don't think it's at the rate where it would be just bad, because some mods actually just don't do anything. 49% still A. I feel like there's no way, even if everybody else votes something else, I feel like it's gonna be A at the end. A tier, Scopophobia. Next up, this is the End of Herobrine. Where are we putting the End of Herobrine? This is not, to not be confused with From the Fog. I feel like this is not, again, a D or F mod. So you guys choose between S, A, B, and C. People are saying S. S tier for the End of Herobrine. It's kind of close. Anybody else gonna vote? Got 50 votes here. We are Steve. I like the End of Herobrine personally. I feel like it's a pretty good, like, it's one of those mods. Well, I don't know, because there's a lot of stuff you can actually do. I think you can fight Herobrine and stuff, but I never got to that really. But otherwise, I kind of like it more as like a more ambient mod, if you don't know what I mean. It's just kind of there sometimes, and I think it's pretty good. People saying S tier, okay. S tier for the End of Herobrine. Corpse Stalker. This might be let me see first of all, what are you guys saying? Let me see what options I should give you guys. Trash. So far we got 47 votes. Majority C tier. Yeah, Corpse Stalker 46%. C tier. Get out of here. Eyes in the Darkness. The thing is, I kind of like this mod. It's a cool mod just to put in like a mod pack, but it's up to you guys. What do you guys think? Archie saying they deserve D or F tier. Damn. Majority B, a lot of C, a lot of D. Majority B, so we're gonna go with B. Next up is a bit of a banger, I'm not even gonna lie. It's Dangers in the Darkness. I might be a bit biased towards this mod. That's all I'm gonna say, so it's up to you guys. If you don't know, Dangers in the Darkness is made by Dingus, who's also worked on Siren Head. What are we saying about Dangers in the Darkness? We got A tier, majority A tier. I think that's fair. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Whispers of the Wendigo. This is the mod that you are in like the snow biome and you can find like the houses and a gun, and then you can shoot the Wendigo and stuff. Whispers of the Wendigo, more like screeches of the deer dude. 55 votes. Majority is B tier. Alright, next up. Ooh, honestly, I feel like people are very split on this next one. Next one is the Knocker. I feel like people either really like it or they're like, this is meh. I think it's a fun mod. It's relatively simple, but I feel like it just works. You know what I mean? It just kind of works. That's how I would describe it. The Knocker, more like the door slammer. Okay, Knocker, what are we saying? I feel like it's an overwhelming S tier. It's kind of close with A tier, but it is a majority S tier. Knocker going into S tier. I don't even know what this thing is called. I forgot. Demonic Watcher. I think it's mid. I think it's really mid. Uh-oh. Right off the bat, it seems like F is leading. First trash tier, ladies and gentlemen. Straight F tier. Midnight Lurker. This thing, I really didn't like this thing, but as time went on, I think it got like kind of banger updates. I think it's kind of hard. It like turns into like animals and like it teleports really weirdly and goes invisible. It's kind of cool. What are we saying about the Midnight Lurker? Ooh, it's very close actually between A and B. FPS Lurker. A tier for the Midnight Lurker it is. That's kind of a redemption, I think. Man from the Fog is next. Here we go. I mean, do we need to vote this? We can vote it real quick, but I don't think we really need to. It's 77% S tier, boys. This might be a bit of a mid one. The John mod. This is like an OG mod, by the way. This shit is from like 2015 or something. 2011. Oh yeah, this was really back in the day. Like I can't remember when. Like this was one of the first like horror themed mods I think that like Dan TDM and people tried. I think last time people voted this really low, so I don't know what to give you guys here. And people are saying S, D, C, B, A right here, F, trash. So I don't know what to give you guys to vote. Stop yapping, kihec. That's literally what I do, bro. I think D is gonna win, boys. This might be our first D. We are gonna put it in D, because D has won the poll. Very polarizing mod, it seems like. Here we go, we have I am Steve Dweller. I low-key kinda like this, like, out of the Dweller reskins, I kinda like the Steve Dweller one, I'm not gonna lie. Come on, what are we saying about this? I am Steve. A and B. B is almost winning. We got 43 and 41%. 47% A tier. I am Steve. Goes into A tier. Oh god, next up. I don't know what the fuck. This is another, it's kind of a mid tier mod. It's just like a random mob that spawns in. That's pretty much all it is. I'd say it's probably like D. It's not trash, but it's just like, it's just a mod. So I'd say probably D or C. D tier, I'm fine with that. Let's move on. D tier for Demogorgon. I think this is bad blood. I don't even know what exactly this mod adds. So we can also not rate this if you guys don't want to. Don't rate. I don't know what it is. Skip. Yeah, we can put it at the end. There we go. Next up, we know this one is the Silence, and this is another one which I feel like people are so split between they love it or they hate it. I always had fun playing this mod except when it was like in the early beta when nothing fucking happened. I think it's gonna be S. We have a bit of a problem in the chat as some people are not very happy with it being S tier. I think it's gonna be S tier, boys. Next up, something I haven't tried yet, which is the boiled one. People are saying C. That's kind of funny because it was so popular. It was popular because it came from a successful analog horror. Yeah, that's very true. The boiled one, it seems like it's gonna be C tier. Next up, it is the Cave Dweller Reimagined. My opinion, banger, but it's up to you guys in the chat. S, it seems like it's gonna be S tier, maybe A tier if anyone else votes. S tier for the Cave Dweller Reimagined. Beware the Rain. I really like Beware the Rain. I'm real. I think Vapor is fucking scares me every time when the jump scare happens. This might be one of my favorite mods to add in any kind of horror mod pack, honestly. S is what we're going with here. Next up, ooh, I'm just gonna say we have a stinker coming up. This is not the Pixel Coder Slender mod, by the way. I should have maybe put that on this list, but it is what it is. We don't have it now. This is the other Slender mod. There's like a Slender biome you can find, and when you pick up a page, Slender just appears next to you and just kills you, basically. It's a bit meh, I'm not gonna lie. It's 80% F. Some people are trying to save it into D tier, but it's not gonna work. I think we can stop the poll because it's majority F. We got a friend in F tier. I'm a bit biased, but next up we got a banger coming up. I feel like I did a really good job at promoting this mod. Like, we got 2 banger trailers out for this mod. Okay, what do we got? Overwhelming S tier. That's deserved in my opinion. Alright, next up, Abomination. I don't think I ever played with this mod. What do you guys think about the Abomination? A lot of B votes. Seems like it's gonna be B. 37%. We're gonna go with B. What are we saying about Nightmare.jar? I think this shit was overhyped. That's all I'm gonna say. I think it's alright. I mean, I was really hyped for this Nightmare.jar, and then, I don't know, I wasn't really satisfied with the final product, to say the least. We're gonna put Nightmare.jar into C tier. The Doppelganger. This is the thing that you can, any mob pretty much turns into like a fucking monster thing. I feel like it's in the mid area. Doppelganger going into C tier. Next up, the Starved Stalker. This mod, in my opinion, wasn't that interesting at the beginning, but then it did get a few updates, and I haven't seen the newest version, so this is kind of up to you guys. So far, it seems like it's gonna be overwhelming B. We're going with B tier. for the Stalker. Next up is the Manbear. Now this is a bit of a weird vote because none of us really know how good this mod is. And there are some speculations that this mod is not even properly real and is just kind of edited using some editing magic to make some stuff appear to be real what is not real. I'm not saying that's the case, I'm just saying that that's what has been said around. We got S tier on first place and C tier on second place, but it does seem like we are gonna go with S tier for the Manbear. Actually, I don't know anything about this. This is another smudge modded thing. It's called Blizzardous. Okay. Barely D tier. It is what it is. Do we vote for this? I don't know. This is the something in the caves thing. I added this many times, but I never saw what the hell this is. Okay, we are 30 votes in, and it's majority F. We're just gonna end the poll right there. We got F tier. We got a friend for the Demonic Watcher and Slenderman. Moving on. We have the Cartoon Dweller. This is a Cartoon Cat Dweller, something like that. I would put this into trash, personally. I think it's stupid. It's like if we made Siren Head a Dweller. Like, Cartoon Cat is a really big thing. You know, it's different when you just make up a random creature and you just put it into a Dweller, because it's like, you know what, why the fuck not? People are voting trash. Cartoon Cat is going into trash, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is Anomaly. The Anomaly, one of the newer horror mods that came out. What are we saying about the Anomaly? I see a lot of S, I see a lot of A in the chat. S tier? Fair enough. The Anomaly going into S tier. Next up is the Mimicker. The Mimicker, I'm gonna say, personally, I'm not a fan. What are we saying? D tier? Oh wait, a few more seconds. Maybe, you know, because it's kind of close with B, but I don't know. Okay, I think it's gonna be D tier. Slumbering Omen. I feel like we are gonna go with S tier here. It is very, very majority here. Very majority? What the hell am I talking about? 60% S tier, Slumbering Omen going into S tier. Twisted Horrors, I don't know much about this one either. People saying C tier, fair enough. Box of Horrors. I don't know anything that's decent in this mod, I'm gonna be real. We're saying D tier for Box of Horrors. Very, very, very well. Next up is the Deep Dweller by IDK some guy. I don't know anything about this as well, because I didn't want to spoil myself, because I thought I would try it out, but I never got to try it. Seems like we're gonna go with C tier here. So we're gonna end the poll. We're going with C tier for Deep Dweller. From the Fog. What are we saying about From the Fog? Amazing for ambience? Absolutely. I don't feel like this is supposed to be rated by like how scary it is, really, because this is not supposed to be like a super scary mod on its own. It's supposed to be kind of like, he's here, you know what I mean? But it does seem we are going to be putting From the Fog into S tier right now. So, W. We have the OG Cave Dweller. I will say I prefer, personally, the Reimagined one. We did come out with S tier for the OG Cave Dweller, which I think is fair. The One Who Watches. Now, this thing got an update recently, and this update is kind of huge, I'm not gonna lie. I am smelling a A/S tier for this one. I really like the jump scares it got at one point. What happened to that? Does it still have that? I don't remember. 85% S tier. This is going straight into S tier, and I don't even blame it. This is pretty deserved in my opinion. The Christmas Dweller. I never played this one, so this is on you guys. I've never played the Christmas Dweller, or whatever this is called, the Santa Dweller. What do we got here? Seems like we're gonna go with D. We're gonna go with D for the Christmas Dweller. Next up is, I don't know what this is. This is the Sanity thing. See, I never played with this mod, I just heard of it, and I didn't really like what I was hearing, but I never tried it, so I don't know. A is winning right now. S is kind of close, though. A here for Sanity. Next one, are we voting this? Let's be real. F, garbage. F, trash. Skip this garbage. Trash. F, we're not even voting. This is going straight to the friends group of these guys at the bottom. But next up, we have the Appolyon. Or the Night Prowler, I think it's also called. It does seem like we're gonna finish on A tier for the Appolyon. And the next up is the Pale Hound. And now a lot of people like this reskin. So far we got B leading the vote. B tier for the Pale Hound. We have a pretty balanced like tier list. A lot of stuff in S, but everything else is very like even. Next one is Distant Friends. This is the one that kind of spawns random like players in that just kind of like stand around. I feel like it's like more of an ambient mod that's just kind of there. It is a very unanimous D tier, so that's okay. We're gonna put it into D tier. Next up is Creeping Woods. That's a pretty cool, also more like an ambient one, but it adds some monsters in the woods and stuff and some sounds. And it is very unanimously B tier, so we are gonna put it into B tier. Next up is a bit of a stinker, the Man in White. This is the Swaley reskin of the Man from the Fog. 80% trash tier. Next up is the Wendigo. The Swaley Wendigo / Flame Wendigo, whatever you want to call it. We are going unanimously with a trash rating. Next up, this is the Graveyard mod, if you guys remember. I feel like it's a nice mod to add to any kind of horror mod pack. I would say it's between A and D. But yeah, we got 52% A tier. Next up, we have the Cave Crawler. This is the weird lizard guy. By far trash tier. Let's just put it into trash. I think this is Whisperwoods, but I don't remember what exactly this adds. B tier, seems like we're going with B tier here. We got 34% B tier. Next up, another Ruptor mod, God of Roadkill. I think it was alright, and that's pretty much all I got to say about it. I wouldn't put it in a list of the best Minecraft horror mods, but also not like a bad list of mods. It is close between A and B right now. Does seem like it's gonna end up as A though. 40% A tier. We're gonna put the God of Roadkill into A tier. It's right here. Dweller King. Where do we put the Dweller King? We are certainly putting Dweller King into trash tier. It's at 71% trash. Do we rate this blood bullshit? Let's put it into D. There we go. We don't even need to vote it. There we go. Whatever. W tier list, boys. I'm glad we did this, and we should do this again in maybe a few months if Minecraft horror is still gonna be a thing. That's about it. I am Steve.